Hello and welcome to day 21. Yes, we are cruising right along on our 30-day Facebook series, Money Fear is Real and How You Can Change It. So today's subject, I'm super excited, is why affirmations, positive thinking, and willpower are worthless. That's right, you heard it. Worthless when you're trying to change your money. Because they are only working superficially. They're working up here in the conscious mind when the program and the source of what's causing those money blocks is way down here in the unconscious mind level. So when you think about money, that's a thought. And a thought is the fifth of 7 steps of how you do money. So if you're trying to change your money or trying to change anything really at the 5th step of something, when steps 1 through 4 go into feeding what's happening in step number 5, which is where the thoughts are, then you can imagine that's going to be futile. It's also very unsustainable because the steps 1 through 4 are like this engine, and they just keep producing these beliefs and these limiting decisions and these patterns and these strategies and these patterns parts. All of them, they just keep churning in steps 1 through 4. So if you're trying to change here at step 5, you're just really trying to push a boulder up a hill. And it's only a matter of time until you get tired and the boulder's going to go back down the hill. That's just the way it works. So I have something I want to share with you here. So we're going to talk about the 7 steps of how you do money. We're going to just do it briefly today so you can see where the 5th one sets in. So I just need to go over here here we go. So how you do money is a process. It's what we call a strategy. And it's an unconscious pattern that is driven by your programming, which could be things you've adopted, like limiting beliefs, like false beliefs, limiting decisions that you adopted from your parents and other authority figures, media, groups and communities you belong to. Whatever, you adopted it, and then there's also your practical experiences where you draw conclusions from. So all of that is what I'm calling your programming. So step 1 is the very basis of the programming. It's your parents, media, authority, society, and friends. Step 2 is your self-sabotaging programming that I call the virus. It comes from step 1. And then step 2 or 3 is your false beliefs, limiting decisions, faulty conclusions. So you can see how they're all layering on each other. Then we have money blocks. That's in step 4. That's where the money blocks are created. And step 5 is the thoughts, which lead to the words, which then lead to actions. That's kind of a threefer in that step. And then step 6 is what your resulting behavior and what you do or don't do. And then step 7 is the results or the outcome, success, no success. In the case of money, it's, are you making money? Are you able to keep money? Are you able to grow your money? Do you feel good about money? Do you have a great relationship with money? So that's all to do with the process. So if you're trying to change your thoughts at step number 5, you are out of luck, my friend. It doesn't work that way. So, welcome Debbie, welcome Nancy. All right, so we're getting into the meat of why affirmations, positive thinking, and willpower are worthless when you're trying to change your money. And we just basically said it's because we're working up here on the conscious mind level, which is not the source whatsoever of what's driving the train for your money blocks. Yeah, toss those affirmations. Way to go. Yay! Ellen just said she had a major breakthrough today in her money blocks. So happy to hear it. Thank you, Ellen. Oh, hi, Gary. How you doing? Good to see you. So the affirmations, the positive thinking, the willpower, those are conscious mind activities. And they are not sustainable. They are futile when you're trying to change your money blocks, because I'm just going to review because a few people came on. Your thoughts about money are the 5th of 7 steps of how you do money. So if you're trying to change here at step 5, when steps 1 through 4 are always constantly feeding in to step 5, that's like trying to put a Band-Aid on your finger to fix your broken leg. It just doesn't it's not going to work. So I'm going to share with you some really, really cool things. I prepared such a great little presentation. Let's see. Here we go. So we are going to, let's see, where are we going? Oh, we're going to talk about thoughts. Another way to think about thoughts. I know. There's a lot. Do you know how many thoughts you have in a day? Anybody know that? I'll give you a super duper prize if you know how many thoughts a person has in a day. Put that in the comments. I'm going to come back to that after I talk about this subject to give you guys time. How many thoughts do you have in a day? And you can put hashtag gold for any gold nuggets that you're getting. That's kind of a little game we're playing here in this series. And then after hashtag gold, put whatever your aha moment was, something you learned, something you realized. Welcome, Ann. All right, it's a party. Here we go. So thoughts are our reality. If you just focus on that, and what our thoughts are may or may not be true. But if we have produced them and we've created them through those steps that we mentioned, steps 1 through 4, where we get these patterns set, we develop a programming virus, and then we start acting as if that's true, well, it is our reality. Our brain doesn't know anything else other than what we tell it. So maybe you've heard of Dr. Emoto, E-M-O-T-O. Has anybody heard of him? He's a Japanese doctor, and he wrote a book called The Hidden Messages in Water. And so water crystals is what he was working with. And what he did is he would put water in different bottles or petri dishes, and he would subject them to thoughts. Like somebody would think a thought of compassion. Somebody would think a thought of thank you. I'm going to spin my computer around so you can see this after I explain it. So these happy, positive thoughts, the crystals are beautiful. They're like nice and fluffy and gorgeous shapes. And then on the bottom row of this chart I'm going to show you is when negative thoughts were happening. Like, I will kill you, you fool. And so, and how many of those thoughts are we thinking in a day? Those kind of things. Like maybe I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. Or, I just don't really feel good about myself. Or negative self-talk. Like if you've gained some weight and you say, oh man, I'm really fat. Oh, this is really bad. I really let myself go. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what happens. So our bodies are made up of 60% water. Who knew that? 60% water. That's an overall average. So water, guess what? Has crystals in it, but so does our body. Our bodies have crystalline structures in them. Newsflash, I know. A lot of people don't know that. That's why when you hear chakra crystal bowls being played, they are resonating at a rate and in a way that they resonate with our bodies, the very same crystalline structures in our body. So there was another fact I wanted here to share with you. The heart and the brain are composed of, anybody know how much water? It's bigger than 60%. It's 73% water. We are crystals. Oh, I love that hashtag. Lungs are 83%, right? Who knew? Skin is 64%, muscles and kidneys 79%, even the bones. Okay. Big. You get 10,000 points if you guess what percentage of water is in our bones. And yes, there is some. It's not a trick question. So while you're pondering that and putting that in the comments, we're going to go back to how many thoughts do we have. Debbie was close. She put 50,000 thoughts. On average, it's 70,000 thoughts in a day. Who knew? So bones have 31% water. Okay, now I'm going to show this to you. I hope you can see this. I know it's not ideal. But there you go. So here, this is compassion. This is thank you. This is, it's hard for me to read backwards, but something else positive. And then down here, these are the not so nice ones. And this is the same water. It's not different water from different places. This is just what happens when you think those thoughts. All right, so I thought you guys would really enjoy that. So we're going to move on. We're moving on now to the difference between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Let's see. Let me find my charts here. Here we go. So, welcome to your unconscious mind. This is where the programming is, and this is where it must be changed. This is the mindset part of mindset, body set, and heart set. So if you're mamby-pambying up here with the affirmations, positive thinking, willpower, just that grit that everybody talks about, just pushing through. And I'm not pushing through in doing work. I'm talking about pushing through in, just trying to ignore your beliefs, ignore your decisions, and just go, no, you know what? I'm just going to do this anyway. No, you're just, okay. I think I got that point. So this is the old iceberg. Okay, I'm just going to show you these charts so you can appreciate them. So this is the old iceberg showing you up here. This is where your conscious mind is. You can see that's a very little fraction of what's down here, which is your unconscious mind. And this is illustrating how you're operating. So 95% of our actions and our programming, well, actually 100% of our programming, but 95% of what we do and what we think is the unconscious mind. So wouldn't we want to change there? You bet. So at that top level that I showed you, the 5% of the conscious mind, here's what happens up there. Willpower, hustle, thoughts and behavior, critical and logical thinking, right? That's one we often don't think of. We think that just happens. Well, it does in our conscious mind, but our unconscious mind is not having that critical thinking. It's like, no, we know what we know, and that's what's happening. Whatever we believe, that's reality. We've made a decision about that already, and we're going to stick to it until you know how to change it. And that's where I come in to help you. So below that waterline, that 95%, which is the unconscious mind, holy Toledo, there's a lot more happening over there or under there. Things like, well, we've talked about beliefs, emotions, habits, feelings, limiting decisions, fear, values. This is where our values are. Our reactions, our attitudes, our long-term memory. There's a kicker for you. Newsflash. Our imagination and our intuition, they're all down here. So, welcome, Patrick. So our unconscious mind, this is very interesting. We've got a lot of facts and figures today. So our senses feed into our unconscious mind. And our conscious mind only gets a portion of that. You can think of it like a filter. So all this information is coming at us every day at 2.3 million bits per second. That's million. 2.3 million bits per second of information is coming in. It's coming into the unconscious mind. Now, as you can imagine, that's a bit overwhelming. So the unconscious mind will filter that. Thank you so much for doing that automatically. It filters it. And the way it filters is delete, distort, or generalize. Generalize meaning like summarize. And then it stores things in different categories. Then the output from the conscious mind, from the unconscious mind to the conscious mind, guess how much of the 2.3 million bits per second of incoming information to the unconscious mind is actually shared with the conscious mind. Super brownie points. You get 1 million, maybe you get 1 billion points if you get this one. So 2.3 million bits per second come into the unconscious mind. It filters, it deletes, distorts, generalizes, then putting out to the conscious mind, 126 bits per second. That's it, 126, not 2.3 million. That is such a small fraction. So I wanted to share that with you because that falls in line with our whole theme today. If you're trying to use willpower, positive thinking, and affirmations, oh, I'm a millionaire. Oh, I feel good about myself. If you've ever, those tapes back in the 70s and the 80s, I feel great and I look great. So, yeah. Okay, so the prime directives of the unconscious mind. This is the purpose. Yeah. Anne says, what? To the 126 bits. I know, it's not much. And the conscious mind thinks she's or he is running the show. Really not, but we'll let it believe it until we change it. So the prime directives, this is the purpose of our unconscious mind, is for the memories, is to store them, to organize them, to repress the ones that are unresolved negative emotions. Guess why it does that? Right? It does that to protect you. It may be overwhelming, or it may just really put you into, a state that you don't want to be in. So it's trying to do you a service by that. And that those unresolved negative emotions and stuck emotions, as I call them, are part of the heart set, which is the mindset, body set, heart set, the triad, the trinity of what is needed to change in order to change your money blocks. So another section of the prime directives of our unconscious mind is emotions. So, we spoke about that, but I have it in a different column. So this really is the domain, the unconscious mind, of emotions. The conscious mind is much more logical and rational. And then here's some other ones, just a whole bunch of things that it does. It runs and preserves the body. There you go. So mindset, body set, right there, whammo. And the heart set is the emotions we spoke about. Enjoys serving and needs clear orders. It needs direction. Your unconscious mind needs direction. It thinks it's trying to help you and it's doing the best it can, but sometimes we need a little outside intervention, right? It controls and maintains perceptions. Yeah. Let's see. It maintains instinct and generates habits. It generates and stores energy. Like, who knew? All of this is the domain of the unconscious mind. And it's programmed to always seek more. I love that one. It just wants more and more and more. And here's what it does. It uses and responds in symbols and images. So that's why a lot of times we use our senses. Now, I know some people who shall remain nameless have a difficult time checking in or connecting with any of their senses or with the visual sense. But this is where it would happen if it would happen for us. It takes everything personally and works on the principle of least effort. There you go. So it's just easier not to think about that blah, blah, blah. It's easier not to do this or that. Right? All right. So I think we got that message. Good. That's what I wanted to go over today. So we're going to go into any questions. Who has any questions or any hashtags, any gold nuggets? What is it today? Like, I really, really would love for you guys to share. Hashtag gold. What is the goldest of the gold nuggets that you got out of what we spoke about today? I'm going to give you guys some time to type that in. And we are going to do a couple of resources today. This is great. So, number one is related to the heart set. But even though a specific activity or resource that we have, it might be labeled as mindset, heart set, or body set, you better believe it's getting all three of them. So previously in our series, we wrote a love letter to money. And so today, we're going to actually write a Dear John letter to your old relationship with money. We're going to say goodbye. And when you write you're going to need to write the letter after we're done, obviously. But as you write the letter, really make sure that you say what you need to say and that you feel what you need to feel. And it's kind of like that. I can't remember the Japanese lady's name. Ellen will know this. The Japanese lady who wrote the book about clutter. So when you're going through and decluttering your space, you find the piece of whatever, let's say it's an old piece of clothing, and you think about any fond memories, and then you say thank you to it for the joy that you got from it, and then you wish it well as you give it to someone else. Kondo, there it is. Anne got it. The lady's name is Kondo. So you wish it well, and you release it. So that's what I want you to do with this Dear John letter. Is everybody up for that? Yeah. You'll be amazed at how powerful that is, because that's going into your unconscious mind. And you can really change a lot with that. Then, let's see, what else are we going to do? We're going to do a game right now. It's called the Magic Money Checkbook. Yeah, Anne likes the Magic Money Checkbook. So imagine, and you can, if you have paper and pencil or a computer, you can do this right now. So you're going to get $1,000 a day for the first day. So imagine you have a checkbook register. So, you write today, April, what are we on, 14th. And you write deposit, $1,000. Then below that, you write what you spent that money on. You can choose to spend all of that money, a portion of that money, or you can save that for a bigger purchase or investment. Like maybe you want to go to Tahiti. Maybe you want to go to Japan. Whatever it is for you. Maybe you want to buy a new car or house. I recommend not a house though, because, well, you could. It just takes you a while to get in the rhythm. So $1,000 on the first day, you spend, save, or spend it all. Then the next line on your register, each day you're getting double the amount. So on the second day, you get $2,000. On the third day, you get $4,000. On the fourth day, you get $8,000. On the fifth day, you get $16,000. You can see how these numbers are getting bigger, like in a hurry. It's called exponentially. So I want you to do that ideally you do it for 30 days, but I know a lot of people don't have the attention span for that. So do it for 15 days. Yeah, do it for 15 days. You will be amazed at how your mind is just going, whoa, Oh, Anne's going to spend it every day. You can do whatever you want. It's all a big game, and it's super duper fun. So I had a lady in one of my classes who was a financial advisor. Oh my God, nobody had ever done this. This is great. She went through calculations, like she had her calculator out, and she didn't spend any of it. But what she did is she invested it. And it's okay to invest it too, by the way. She invested it all in whatever investment she was thinking of. I don't know. Let's say it was a mutual fund. I don't know what it was. And she says, well, with the blah, 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 blah rate of return, and in 5 years, it's going to quadruple the money, and it's going to compound blah, 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 blah. And she had it up to, I don't know what it was, $1 million within, I don't know, a year. But she's the only one who ever did that. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm suggesting you do whatever you want to do. All right, we have some comments coming in. This is great. So Anne's going to spend it every day. Ellen is, I can never get past 32,000. I love it. I love it. Okay, so for Anne and Ellen, this and other people who have that pattern, I'm going to suggest you do this for 60 days. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start changing the way your mind operates. Once you get all of this, I'm going to get some new clothes. I'm going to get that, designer handbag. I'm going to take all my girlfriends out to dinner. I'm going to buy a new car. I'm going to buy a new house. Once you get past all that stuff, then you start to really get in the realm of creativity. And you get into the new thinking. You actually are going to be building new neural pathways. And they are going to change literally how your brain is working. So I'm going to recommend that to you ladies. And I really want to know how that happens. Or how that works for you. Nancy's saying, I got so excited about the money, I forgot who the Dear John letter was to. It's to your old relationship with money. Right. So I like to think that we've been living this lie, so to speak,